Hello technical people, today I'm gonna show you the overview of VFD. When you say VFD, what does it mean and why we use VFD? So now I'm gonna show you and I'm gonna give you a short briefly about VFD. As we know that VFD, this stands for variable frequency drive. That is a VFD. So now let us see how VFD is operated, or the principal working of VFD. Now let us see what are the main components found in the VFD. As you can see here, the main components are rectifiers, filters, and inverters. So these are the main components found inside of the VFD. So it is better to keep in mind that the main components which are found in any VFD machine are these three components. So now, as you can see here, we have the incoming supply here, and this incoming supply is fed here. As you can see, we have capacitors. We shall see how what the function of capacitor in the VFD, and what the function of this diode is as rectifiers, and what are the function of transistors within this VFD. Now, as we can see here, we have rectifiers. The main function of rectifiers here, they act as diodes. Takes the incoming voltage and changes it to DC voltage. So this is the main function of these rectifiers. So they act as a diode and takes the incoming AC power and change to DC. So now here we fed our AC power, and these rectifiers, they act like diodes to change this incoming supply AC into DC power. After then, here we have filter. What the function of this filter? This filter, they use capacitors to clean the DC voltage, making it smoother incoming power. So the main function of these filters here, by using capacitor, is to clean the DC voltage, which already changed or transformed from AC incoming power by rectifiers. Then this after then changed to DC. So the main function of this filter, and by using capacitors, is to clean the DC voltage, so making it smoother incoming power. And after this DC power has been cleaned, what next is we have inverters here. As you can see, inverters on top and on the bottom we have these inverters. So now what the main function of these inverters down here? Finally, now we can see that these inverters uses transistors. As you can see here, we have transistors here. Now let us see the function of these inverters. So the inverter here, now it uses transistor to convert the DC voltage, which is cleaned by this capacitor. So after converting this DC voltage, sends sends motor a frequency in hertz. So it will send motors a frequency in hertz. This frequency drives the motor to a specific RPM, revolution per minute. So this is how inverter works. So this is the principle of inverter working. So now I think you get the picture on how VFD works. So we know that in any applications of machines, as we know that in some application we need high speed, and in other application we need low speed. So how can you get this low speed? We use VFD machine. You can vary speed according to your desire. So we use VFD mostly so that to get the desired speed we need. So this is the main function of VFD. So as I told you that we have three main components in any VFD machines that found inside of the VFD. We have rectifier, we have filter, we have inverter, and all of this having its own unique function as I explained. So this is how it works. After then, I shall talk about the soft starter. Why in some application we use the soft starter, and why in other application we use VFD. Although we have different motors starters, so I'm gonna get through all of this so that we can remind each other on how this equipment works. So that is how it is. If you have any question, any comments, you can contact me. So I think you get the picture on how VFD works. Thank you for watching.